Witch of Jasmine, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a reading for Leo moons. How are you guys doing? Oh, that came pretty quick. Nice. So as I'm shuffling out these cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths, to calm yourself, center yourself, ground yourself. These are coming out pretty quick though. I really appreciate that. Oh, say hello to Cheralyn. What are you, Cheralyn? Hey. Cheralyn, come here. Okay. I have a string to keep her distracted, just at least for a minute so you can see the cards. She's been like hanging out right here lately for my readings. I don't know why. She's just decided that that's her new spot, which is a little inconvenient. But anyway, okay, Leo moons. Let's take a look at your cards. For the Oracle card, we have agreement with water and Libra. And the strawberry. Okay, and then for the tarot cards, we have Six of Swords, Wheel of Fortune reversed, Eight of Cups reversed, the Lord of Shadows, aka Death, Two of Wands reversed, and 10 of Pentacles reversed. So the interesting thing about this reading which just is actually pretty rare, but a lot of times my readings will be in like chronological order. They'll kind of like manifest as a timeline. So it'll be this thing, then this thing, then this thing, or event or whatever. But in this case, we have it in reverse. So it's still chronological, but it's this, then this, then this. Or I guess kind of this, then this. Which is a sign to me that if you're familiar with the Hierophant reversed, that's what it means. But in non-tarot terms, it means that whatever is happening here is a little bit unorthodox, off the beaten path, not traditional. Hi, Cheralyn. But we're talking about leaving a relationship, or maybe not even a relationship, but at least like a person. See, this is what she keeps doing. With this Eight of Cups reversed here, Eight of Cups is about moving on from something or some situation. Given that it's cups, we're talking about something that is quite like emotional, you know? But having it reversed is struggling to move on from something, to move away from something, to leave something behind, you know? This inability to do that for whatever reason. Well, actually, I mean, in this case, I don't think it's the inability not to. I think it's just like, it's difficult to. I think that's why it's reversed. It's just highlighting how difficult it feels. But as we'll talk about here, it's something that must and will be done. 10 of Pentacles reversed, I think in this case, is a pretty clear sign that whatever is going on with this relationship, it's just not something that's ever really going to turn out well, you know. 10 of Pentacles is the happily ever after card. So having it reversed is sometimes it's just a struggle to find that happily ever after, but it can also just mean that, you know, whatever's going on with this given situation, it's just not meant to be. It's not necessarily going to resolve itself. It's not something that can be worked out or is worth trying to work out. It's just something that it's best for everybody if you just walk away and let go. Sorry, you can probably hear in the background a bunch of like running around. That's Cheralyn. I'm like sitting here like throwing the string around for her, trying to like distract her. So that's what that noise is. So as for why this isn't working out and why it's, you know, this reading is encouraging you to maybe just walk away from it all, we have this Wheel of Fortune reverse, which in tarot, or not tarot, well, the wheel is a very ancient pagan symbol for life, where you have your ups and your downs, right? So, oh, Cheralyn, come here. She really wants to be a part of this reading, so we'll just let her be. Okay, so the wheel. It represents ups and downs in life, right? So up here is the ups, down here is the bottom, right? And it's cyclical, right? So you're constantly having these ups and these downs and these ups and these downs and these ups and these downs. So what this is symbolizing is that the wheel is constantly turning, right? There's ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs, and it's just like that forever, right? No one can always be living in an up or always be living in a down. Things are constantly moving, things are constantly going, and there's nothing any of us can ever do to stop that cycle of ups and downs. So what it's saying in this reading is that in this relationship, there are just way too many downs. There are just way too many low points with this. And that's why it's ultimately best to be walking away from this, is because even if there are some high points here, it's just, it's not worth it. So I've been sitting for a minute trying to figure out what this Two of Wands reversed is in this reading, because Two of Wands is about planning something. You know, in the story of Wands, it comes after Ace of Wands, where Ace of Wands is the spark of an idea, you know, deciding that you want to create something, you know. So Two of Wands is then planning that thing. So then having it reversed is struggling to plan that, right? Like having this lack of focus and not really, you know, having these ideas and not really being able to funnel them together and organize them into a real solid plan. So I'm trying to figure out exactly like what that means in relation to a reading that's about leaving someone, or I guess something too, but I don't know. I'm more so feeling it's a person. But anyway, so I'm assuming that it just has to do with why it's been so difficult for you to leave this person, or, you know, finally walk away for good. Oh, I know what it is. I think it's because you feel like you need a good enough reason. Because when we talk about or think about, you know, somebody leaving a significant relationship, again, any kind of relationship, this could be a family, friend, partner, whatever, we usually picture it as being very simple, right? Like this person was abusive, so therefore you leave. But the implication is that they need, if you're going to leave them, then it needs to be right, you know? Otherwise, you're the bad guy. You need to have a good enough reason to leave. And that if your reason isn't good enough, then you're the bad guy, you know? Or, I mean, if it's because somebody is just really struggling in life and you're having a hard time getting through it with them, you know? You don't want to look like the bad guy. You don't want to look selfish. But what I'm getting at is that a lot of times those things are actually way more complicated than, you know, some movie or TV show or whatever may portray it as, right? A lot of times relationships can be very complicated, meaning that leaving can be very complicated. And it's not always cut and dry, you know, this person treated you badly, so you need to walk away. There can be a lot of gray area. There can be a lot of guilt. There can be a lot of both people being in the wrong. A lot of that. So I think that that's what this Two of Wands is kind of telling me here, is that that's a big reason why you haven't left already, is because of the gray area or some sort of guilt, or, you know, thinking that it's not bad enough, or you're overreacting or whatever, you know. But I think the reason why it's here is for me to tell you that that's way more common than you think it is, you know. Rarely is it really just like super cut and dry. There's always lots of complicated emotions around it. So anyway, moving on to our final part here. The Six of Swords is about usually like literally moving away from something. Literally moving, literally traveling, like literally physically moving from something else, right? Which of course is not always feasible, right? Sometimes it is more of like a mentally moving on, but that's what Six of Swords usually represents, is literally moving. But we also have the Lord of Shadows here, aka Death. Sorry, we had the same problem in my new moon video. Helen, if you're gonna be up here, they need to be able to see the cards, okay? Sorry, and then I get so wrapped up in what I'm saying and talking about that I don't notice. Okay, there we go. I don't want her to be too distracting, I'm sorry. But anyway, Lord of Shadows, Death. It's a symbol for transformation. But the really significant thing with Death, and especially in this reading, is that it is not just like casually moving on. And I think that's why we have Six of Swords here too. It's not just kind of turning a blind eye and focusing on something else. It is a rebirth. It is a transformation. It is, in a certain sense, not being who you were before, right? It is a very big, monumental, you know, especially considering this is Major Arcana, right? A big, monumental lesson that you are learning in life. For your own personal spiritual growth, right? This is something that needs to go, that needs to be, you know, no contact. And yeah, it's just a lot of mess to be a little harsh. So bringing it to our oracle card here, which if you're new to my readings or not familiar, the oracle card in my readings represents the main takeaway, the main message. Like if you're not gonna, you know, listen to anything else, at least listen to this one message here. It's telling me that this relationship has affected a lot of your other relationships and made it made your other ones a lot more difficult, right? They might have left you with trust issues or insecurity, or, I mean, if we're talking about like a parent here, you know, or family, somebody who like raised you, right? That made it a lot more difficult to have good relationships with other people. And not that you can't have good relationships or anything, but it's, you know, instilled some sort of trauma, a lot of triggers, buttons, things like that. So walking away from this person, this reading is really, if you can't tell, really encouraging you to do that, because it is going to improve your other relationships, including your own relationship with yourself, so much. I just feel like with this relationship, it's something that you might not even realize how much it's hurting you, you know, how much it's weighing you down. Maybe you do. Maybe some of you do. But for some of you, I feel like it's like I just see you like coming out of this and being like, oh my God, I never knew I could feel this good. You know, that's the feeling I'm getting. It's like, oh my God, I didn't realize how bad this was. I didn't realize how much it was weighing me down. I didn't realize how badly it had hurt me, you know, until you can finally come out of it and just let it go and throw it away, you know? That's what this is really feeling like to me. So, I'm sorry you're going through this. It's really tough, and I know a lot of this is just like so much easier said than done. But if it makes you feel any better, this is, there is no part of this reading that is like a little on the fence or like, well, maybe you should try this. It is saying the complete opposite. It is saying 100% this is what you should do. But if you have any questions about this, or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. But Leo Moons, I'm wishing you lots and lots of luck with this. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!